the team is done. They're not good enough. Good teams do a couple things. A good team can kind of impose themselves on a game and a situation, and the Warriors can't do that. There's really very few sustained, sequences of play where they're able to just assert their will in a game.
Yeah.
And then I also think the thing that you talked about, like at one point they bench Clay, they go with the Padinsky guy, and he's doing okay. But all year, they're just kind of trying to find something.
Yeah.
They juggle the lineups. They had to deal with suspension and this and that, and they never found anything. Like good teams that get to the playoffs, that get to the last part of the year, they know exactly who they are.
Quickly, like a quick story of my late mom, right? So my mom never really cooked. The only thing she cooked really was breakfast, right? And just like Martin, the show Martin, his mom made like the best biscuits to him. And that's the same thing for my mom, man. My mom made the best biscuits in the world. And, so she would make them. And then when she got tired or had to work or something, of course, I needed to eat, so I needed to learn how to make them myself. And then if I ever bothered her while she was busy or tired or something, go make them goddamn biscuits yourself. Leave me the goddamn hell alone. Right? So I had to figure out and find out how to make these biscuits on my own. So first time I remember, as a teenager.
She didn't even give you a recipe?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
So the first time I remember as a teenager, her showing me how to make those biscuits. All right.
Okay.
And, and she's telling me how to do it. It's a simple recipe now when you think about it as an adult, but then everything seemed difficult in the kitchen. So she showed me how to do it. And as I take them out, as whatever, I'm cooking them and I take them out, man, and they were just burnt as shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like done.
You weren't watching them?
No, man, no. I made a grave mistake, and they was done, man. And that is the Golden State Warriors now. They are done, man. They are.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's sad. It is over.
Yeah. It is a little sad. I'm sad for Curry, not really for anything else. They've won enough. But, but I guess on my end for Curry is because I feel like he's still a player that could be an important player on the championship team. I don't know if he could be the best player on the championship team anymore, but could definitely be a main factor. He could play a Jamal Murray role, you know what I mean, at the very least of that. And he's just not in a situation to do that now. We've been talking about Clay all season. And the funny thing about Clay.
He dropped a deuce, man.
He did.
Literally went out there.
But when he was having this similar tough stretch in the season, they benched him for the rookie. And then when he started coming off the bench, he started performing pretty good. Yeah. Like he had some good games. And I guess that's what Curry was like, okay, Clay is back. Let's rush him back in the starting lineup. He's back now. I put him to the bench. That fixed his ailment. And no, Clay is a bench player now. That's what he is. You should have kept him there for whatever reason. Not saying if he came off the bench last night he would have scored 20. Whatever it is. But that's what he is now. He's a bench player now. He's not the $30 million a year player that he wants to be, and that just is what it is. And you go down the line on the Warriors, and the one run they did make last night, the Warriors, it was fueled by the youth, by Moody, by Kuminga. You know what I mean? That's what that run was fueled by. What did you see?
I mean the team is done. They're not good enough. Good teams do a couple things. A good team can kind of impose themselves on a game and a situation, and the Warriors can't do that. There's really very few sustained, sequences of play where they're able to just assert their will in a game. Yeah. And then I also think the thing that you talked about, like at one point they bench Clay, they go with the Padinsky guy, and he's doing okay. But all year, they're just kind of trying to find something.
Yeah.
They juggle the lineups. They had to deal with suspension and this and that, and they never found anything. Like good teams that get to the playoffs, that get to the last part of the year, they know exactly who they are. They know who starts. They know who's supposed to do what. They know their basic rotations. And that doesn't mean in the context of a series that you're going to have to shuffle some things or maybe find something that works. You will. But good teams at the end of the year know exactly who they are, know what they do well, and how to protect what they don't do. And the Warriors never figured it out. And it's emblematic, the whole situation with Clay. He starts, then he gets to the bench, then he plays okay, and now at the end of the year he's back starting again. And the reality is, as up and down as he was, the Poglinski guy was the same.
Yeah.
He had some good stretches of play. And when you're a coach, when you're a team, and you literally don't know what the hell you have, like, I don't know who the hell is going to play good tonight because nobody's playing at a high enough level consistently that I know what this guy's going to do.
Yeah.
You have nothing. It's like in football. If you have two quarterbacks, you have none. If you have a basketball team and you don't have a rotation, if you don't have defined roles, you're just throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping something sticks. Yeah. And that's what the Warriors are reduced to. And there's really no easy way out of it. I don't think Kerr has interest in coaching through a rebuild. This could be the end of him there. I think that Curry's got to look himself in the mirror and say, what do I want out of the back end of my career? If I want to compete, I can't do it here. I've got to go somewhere. I've got to leverage myself somewhere else. If I just want to be the Warrior guy and have fans just kind of continue to love me and whatever, and I feel my 4 titles are enough, then you ride out through whatever they offer you. But, not contract-wise, but roster composition-wise, coaching-wise, or whatever. But he's got to look in the mirror and find out, what do I want to do? Clay, I think they probably move on from him, or he tries to find somewhere where he can maybe have an impact. Chris Paul might be completely at the end of the line right now. I don't think he played terribly, but he's limited. And what team needs or wants him in his current iteration? And Draymond's another one. Like, what, with all, he broke down emotionally, like, even by his standard, more than usual. I don't know what he has to offer another team. I do think teams are stupid enough that somebody will, express interest in bringing him on thinking they answered a question. And I think it's past the point of him being able to do that.
Yeah. And you didn't even get to Wiggins.
He just needs to retire. No, because seriously, like you are a shadow of your former self, which was in fact a shadow of the player you were supposed to be
in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You play with the passion of a paper towel.
Yeah.
Like, you don't like doing this. Like,
and then
go figure out whose kids are whose.
I was about to say throughout the regular season, he's taking games off to handle
Yeah.
personal situations. I know you have to do it, but it's like now it's 2 seasons in a row where you're taking games off to handle the baby mama, the situation. I don't know,
it's
religion.
Crazy, man. It's crazy. And here's one thing, and I hate this. The players in the league make a lot of money, and I don't like when guys are just there to get the check. And to me, Wiggins is checked out. He's just there to get a check. And I'm not saying, maybe he's got, there's a lot of intimidation. He's got some real issues going on. But it's fair to say basketball is probably not the most important thing. And if you're going to pay a guy,
he's on a max deal.
On a max deal, like, I want basketball to at least be, in front of Jesus. I mean, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm a Warriors fan, I'm livid. I mean, I have a Tobias Harris, but I mean, at least he cares about basketball. He's just trash.
Yeah.
Wiggins, you just don't even know, and he's playing trash, and you don't know where his real interest lies.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. And yeah, I don't know where they're going to go, but I don't think this is the rebuild year. I think they're going to bring it back one more year.
With
I don't think Chris Paul won't be back. He will not be back.
Right.
But the rest of the team will be back.
Clay's back.
Yeah.
And Draymond.
Yeah.
Why, though?
Number one, because Curry wants him back.
Has he gone on record saying that?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
After the game last night?
I guess you could say that. He said basically, I can't see myself playing without those 2 guys. That's what he said.
Maybe they all need to retire.
I mean, but I understand right after the game what else are you expecting him to say.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like, Also, you just don't have a ton of fucking options. You already locked in Draymond, Wiggins is locked in, and Curry is locked in. The only really people like literally free agents wise is Clay and Chris Paul. I don't believe there are going to be a ton of teams for Draymond. You always have the Lakers rumor because LeBron and him are close.
Yeah,
I don't know, but it's not going to be a ton of teams.
no, not at all.
You know what I mean?
Not at all.
And I think Clay is just I think they're going to make that mistake and I mean, don't get me wrong, they're going to try to get him at a lower number, of course. But I'm with Charles. What Charles Barkley said after the game. I don't think it matters what number you bring them on. Old players are old players. You know what I mean? Like
that's where I'm at, and you can't be sentimental in these situations.
You just can't, man.
You have to be able to move on from players, and it's okay. And if he wants to go play somewhere else, there will be a taker for him.
Yes.
It will be
there will be multiple takers for Clay.
I mean, one of the rumors is here, and being like a veteran shooter on a team that's largely a bunch of young guys, and maybe that works.
And there's some value to that. Yeah.
I don't know, but right, it's just definitely not the thing to just kind of go down with the ship and just ride it till these guys, the wheels have fallen off. I don't know what you're riding anymore. You're kind of stuck in the dirt, I guess.
Yeah, they're grinding the gears, man. They're grinding the gears.